Disclaimer. Efforts have been made to not to infringe with any copyright. If so, it may be brought to our notice for its acknowledgement in future editions. No part of this digital content be reproduced, stored, or distributed in any or by any means either on paper or electronic media unless authorized. Digital content for candidates with speech and hearing disability. Sector: Apparel, made-ups and home furnishing. Subsector: Apparel. Occupation: Embroiderer. Reference ID: PWD AMH Q1001. Version 1.0. NSQF level 4. Chapter 2: Carry out different types of embroidery stitches. Unit 2.3: Carrying out different types of stitches. Loop stitches. Hello friends, welcome to an exciting session on loop stitches. Key learning outcome: recognize loop stitches, carry out different loop stitches like chain stitch, buttonhole stitch, blanket stitch, fishbone stitch, etc. Loop stitches. Loop stitch gets its name from the long loops it leaves behind. Commonly used types of loop stitches are chain stitch, buttonhole stitch, blanket stitch, fishbone stitch, feather stitch, fly stitch. Number 1. Chain stitch. Steps of carrying out chain stitch. The chain stitch is a circled stitch which can be worked along a straight or curved line. This stitch is usually used for outlining straight and curved lines. Filling if rows are stitched closely together. Step 1. Bring the thread out through A, put the needle back in A and bring it out. Through the point B, but don't pull the needle out completely. Step 2. Take the thread around the needle from left to right to form a loop. Step 3. Pull out the needle now to tighten the loop and you will get the first part of the chain. Step 4. Put the needle in through B and bring it out on C, outside the loop. Step 5. Continue the action by taking the thread around the back of the needle from left to right to form a loop and pull out the needle to get the next loop of the chain. Keep on with this procedure to finish the design. Chain stitch. Number 2. Buttonhole stitch. Steps of carrying out buttonhole stitch. This stitch is used to secure the edges of buttonholes as it gives a much sturdier stitch due to the knots it makes. Step 1. Bring the needle out through A. Now loop the thread around from left to right. Take the needle in through B and bring it out from C. Keep the thread below the needle always. Step 2. Pull out the needle towards the top. This creates a small knot near the point B. Do not pull the needle downwards as it will not give the desired results. Step 3. A finished portion of the buttonhole stitch would look like as in figure. Number 3. Blanket hole stitch. This stitch is called blanket stitch as traditionally it is used to stitch the edges of blankets. It is used to create straight and gently curved lines, borders, and finishing edges. Step 1. Bring the needle out through A, take the needle in through B, take it out. Through C, a point in the same stitch line as A. Loop the thread under the needle. Step 2. Pull out the needle, continue with this process till the end of the line. Step 3. A portion of the finished blanket stitch would look like as in the figure. Number 4. Fishbone stitch. This stitch is a type of filling stitch and is used for making leaves and feathers. Step 1. To begin with, bring the needle out through point A, which is the top tip of line Y. Put it through B to make a single straight stitch. Step 2. Now bring the needle out from a point very close to A on the line X. Put it in through a point very close to B on line Y. Again pull out the needle through a point very close to A on line Z. Step 3. This procedure of putting in the needle through X and Z alternatively will follow. Each time you will be connecting XY and YZ. Step 4. Make sure all the stitch points lie close to each other to avoid any visible places. Step 5. Halfway through, the leaf design would look like as in the image. Number 5. Feather stitch. Steps of carrying out feather stitch. Feather stitch is a decorative stitch usually used to accompany it with embellishments or other forms of stitches like the French knot. It looks like a series of interconnected V's. Step 1. Bring the needle from B. Now put the needle in through D. And bring it out from the C. Note the points on B and D is on falls on a straight line. and C lies diagonally to both B and D. Put the needle out with the thread under it as shown. We would form our first V. Step 2. Continue to put the needle in through A and bring it out through B. Put the needle out with the thread under it to make the next V. Step 3. Continue the procedure by using the needle in through the outer stitch line and bringing it out from the inner stitch line. Keep alternating between left and right side to make the V. Putting through the needle A and bringing it out from B. Putting needle in through D and bringing it out from C. Step 4. Once a small portion of feather stitch is done, the stitch will look like as in the figure. Number 6. Fly stitch. This stitch is done in rows for edging or singly for accents. Plants and foliage, decorative lines, interesting fillings. Step 1. Bring the needle out from A and put it in through B. Then bring it out through C, which lies between A and below A and B. Pull the needle out from over the working thread as shown in the picture. This creates a V shape. Step 2. To create the Y shape, we need to make a tail. Put in the needle a little space right below C. Step 3. The stand-alone fly stitch would look like as in the image. Thank you.